welcome to you. I'm Hayley Palmer. It's so good to have you here with me on tonight's show, especially as we are joined by special guest Mike Score from A Flock of Seagulls. And we'll be catching up with him after this. Mike, it's great to have you on the show. How are you?
Thank you for having me on the show. I'm doing really well. It's great. You know.
Yeah.
It's
wonderful.
what it is. It's great.
Yeah, and you're talking to us from Liverpool today in your studio, right?
Yeah, that's right. I'm making a couple of new albums, and I decided to come to Liverpool because it's more relaxing than being in the studio in LA, you know, where it's high pressure. Yeah. I come here, do my writing, and I can go get a bowl of cereal or a Kit Kat, whatever I want, when I want. So, yeah, I thought Liverpool will be better.
Yes, I like that. So I'm with you on the Kit Kats there, absolutely. And we're going to go into the first song on today's show, Wishing, a big hit all over the world. Now, I really want to know the actual story behind this song, Mike.
Well, when we first started, it's about early 82, maybe late 81, before we ever came to America and did anything, I met a girl, and this was only a couple of days before we went to America. And so I met her, and she was amazing. And, you know, I went to her house, and she had a Polaroid picture of herself. And I said, can I have that picture to take with me? And she said, no. So, so all the time that I was thinking about her when we were on tour and all that, I was just like, oh, you know, I wish I had that photograph. I could see what she's like, you know, which to remember her. And then when I came up with the riff for Wishing, and it was that, I was like, you know, this song reminds me of meeting her, and I wish I had that photograph. So that just became from that.
Yeah. And did you ever see her again? That's the big question.
No.
Oh. Never mind. Well, it's a great song, so we're going to play it out right now. Here it is from 1982. Enjoy, and we'll see you after this. I want to rewind how everything started, Mike. I know that you were a hairdresser, and we have to talk about the hairdo. I mean, did you ever realise it would be so iconic?
You know, I realized it would get noticed. We were the kind of band that we knew that the way to get noticed, good or bad, was to be a little crazy, like, you know, be like early Bowie and Ziggy and Alice Cooper and stuff like that. Not just to be like a dapper band or something like that. We wanted to be completely out there. And, you know, we were like space cadets, you know what I mean? The music was spacey. We liked spacey stuff. So when the hairdo came along, it was like, that looks even more spacey than we could imagine. So let's play it up, you know, let's go. We didn't think we'd have a 30, 40-year career in music. We're like, you know, maybe a couple of years, maybe one album, we might have a hit. But at least we'll look good doing it, or we'll look different, or we'll look like ourselves. And as people started to notice it, it became more about like, have you seen that band, the guy with the crazy hairdo? Which, looking back, it was like, what a great thing to do, a crazy hairdo, you know. It took some nerve to do it at first, but it fitted with my persona of what I wanted to be, what I wanted to look like on stage. We wanted to look spectacular, and I think in the end we did, you know, with a good hairdos, good style, good music. Hi, this is Mike from A Flock of Seagulls. This is a Space Age love song.
So you were in a band actually before Flock of Seagulls, weren't you, Mike? How did that all come about?
Yeah, I was just playing in a shop one day. I used to be interested in playing bass. Like I said, I'd done, you know, a couple of hairdressers, a couple of people's hair from bands in my hairdressing shop. And I went to see them. I was like, oh, I could do that. So I went and bought a bass, thinking bass, that's probably the simplest thing, you know. And I was messing around in a shop, and a guy came in. He said to me, are you in a band? And I went, no, why? He goes, oh, well, we're looking for a bass player. And I went, yeah, I'm a bass player. I'd probably been playing for about a week or something. So I went down to his basement house and rehearsed with them, and he's like, "Yeah, great, you're in the band." And I was like, "Well, now I'm in a band." It was just that easy. And that band went on. We made a single, which was okay. I still like it, but it was very kind of arty. And they actually got a deal, and they became a band called Hamby and the Dance. And I got thrown out because probably I wasn't good enough. Wasn't good enough,
No.
or was different to them, you know. So luckily, I guess somebody gave me the idea of, you know, you're a fashionable kind of kid. Why don't you start your own thing, you know? And I just went, that's the way to do it. Let's do that. So me and my brother had never played drums in his life. We went and bought him a drum kit, and synthesizers had just come out. I bought the smallest, cheapest synth I could get, and off we went. You know, we were called Level 7 to start with. And then Level 42 came out. So we're like, oh, we can't use Level, you know. So the next thing was I was reading the book Jonathan Livingston Seagull, and I was all about this seagull that didn't want to fight and scrap for food like seagulls does, but he wanted to fly high like an eagle. And I was like, that sounds like me. So I'm going to join A Flock of Seagulls. And that became it. Hi, this is Mike Score from A Flock of Seagulls. Say you love me.
Just like I need you. It's in your eyes.
to those early days, Mike. What was it like? You know, the sudden fame. How did you cope with it all?
I have no idea how we coped with it. To us, it was just fun. It was just every day. Once we got signed, we made our album, and things started to move. Things kind of seemed to jump up and, in succession, one after the other. Like we say, the dominoes were all falling into place. You hit one, the next one. It was that kind of thing. And we were lucky we had management that put us in the right place. We had, Ian Copeland being our agent and stuff like that, which brought us later on to tour with the Police. Things just seemed to fall into place. And I think it was, looking back, I think because we were so individual, not like other bands, that was what they recognized. And they were like, we don't want another one of those bands on. We want this band because they're really different and they're really doing something, actually, I think, quite new at the time, not trying to be new wave, but being sort of space wave or something, And I think that's when they start to put us on bigger shows. I think that's what they wanted. It was more entertaining than just having an average kind of band on,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're going to go into Iran, which became the most played video on MTV. I mean, did you know at that point just how big in America you would be?
We had no idea of what was coming down the line. Absolutely no idea. Like I say, we were just from Liverpool. We were enjoying the fact that our little band had managed to get itself over to New York, and we were meeting people like, Billy Idol and Iggy Pop and stuff like that. So to us, everything was an adventure, and then once Iran came out and started to go up the charts a bit, and the gigs got bigger and people recognized us more, who wouldn't love it? Who wouldn't enjoy that? That's what you'd worked for. That's why we spent 8 hours a day rehearsing and fighting and writing and all those things that bands do, It was literally unbelievable. It's like, why is it happening to us? Just enjoy it.
Wow. Just incredible. We're going to play out the video right now, and Mike and I will see you on the other side of this. Now, Mike, I know you've done a lot of solo work. Tell us about your solo album. I'm going to call it Zebrata, but I know you pronounce it a lot better than me.
Yeah, Zebrata.
But give us... There we go. That's what I was trying to do. Our practice. But yeah, no, it's just wonderful. I know it's got a lot of great response. Tell us a little bit about it, Mike.
It's kind of weird because, I think of myself more as a flock of seagulls, right? So everything I try and write, I kind of go, would this fit with a flock of seagulls?
Right.
And I had a bunch of songs that really didn't, and then I was lying in bed. This is really weird and true, but it happened. I was just lying in bed and I got up and I went, I'm going to make a solo album. I know I have the songs to do it. Just like make a cup of tea, I'm going to make an album, So I started sorting out a few songs for it. And I did All I Want to Do first, just to kind of, can I do this kind of thing? And I think it turned out brilliant. And so I carried on and I went to LA to my friend Mike Reed. I went to his studio, which is kind of like my studio, but he's much better at working it and stuff like that. And we started in, and when we finished, I listened to the whole album and I loved it. And I was just like, I think this is as good as anything that Seagulls ever did. So, and the story of it, basically was the fact that I just woke up and said, I'm going to do it and I'm not going to stop till it's done. And then
I love that.
People said it should be a Seagulls album. And I'm like, but don't you get it? That's the thing. It's not a Seagulls album, because I could easily use the name and put it out as a Flock of Seagulls. Another interesting story about that album is that we finished it. I took it home to listen to it, to get it ready for release. And I decided to go back in the studio, and just add a few things, change a few things. But on the way to the studio, I had a couple of shows to do. So we did a show and I had all my tapes and everything with me, and it all got stolen.
No.
So everything, all the masters and everything got stolen. And I was like, now I can't do anything more with it. But then I thought about it and I went, this is fate telling me it's ready. You don't need to do anything else to it. Put it out. So I put it out. I got great reaction to it. And I was a happy boy, you know.
Yes. Wow, I'm loving the stories there. It's an inspiration. I feel like I'm going to have an idea today and act on it. That's what we've learned today on today's show.
Yeah,
and is there a song that's a particular favourite of yours on the album?
It changes all the time.
Does
you know?
it?
I mean,
Yeah.
all I want to do was my favorite, because it was the first one I finished and it worked out as I wanted it to. And therefore, it was the doorway to the rest of the album.
Right.
Because if I'd have recorded it and it had been rubbish, I'd have gone, oh, I'm not doing it now, you know. But it worked out. So I was really happy that it worked out.
Okay, well, let's check it out right now. Here is All I Want to Do. Enjoy. But thank you so much, Mike. It's been such a lovely time having you on the show today, and we want to remind everyone to check out your gigs and your album. Yeah. Again, we'll put details on the screen below. But thank you, Mike. It's been such a pleasure. It's My Score, everyone. Huge thank you to My Score from A Flock of Seagulls for being such an incredible guest on tonight's show. And thank you to you at home for supporting the show. It really is very much appreciated. Thank you. Now, I will see you same time, same place next week. And I'm going to leave you with Saturday Night Song of the Week.
Hello, I'm Serious Child, and together with another songwriter, Andy Ruddy, we have a new album out called Talk About the Weather. And from that album, here's a little song about celebrity culture and inspired by Gogglebox called All My Friends Are Famous. And if you like it and you want to be famous too, we are playing the Aces and Eights in Tufnell Park on Saturday the 4th of September, and there are still a few tickets left. So here it is, All My Friends Are Famous.
Met her in the green room, sharing prawns and anecdotes, and on the talk show sofa, well, she laughed at all my jokes. We know it's not important, but it's what they want to know. Where we've been and who we've seen, a fascinating show. All my friends are famous for the wonderful things they do. And if you'd like to be, you can be my new friend, as long as you're famous too. All my friends are famous, my phone book's a real who's who. And if you move quick, get yourself a blue tick, well, maybe you could be there too. I met him at a charity function, he was surprisingly down to earth and very funny too. He gave me the firmest handshake and said, we really must stay in touch. I love your work. All my friends are famous for the wonderful things they do. And if you'd like to be, you can be my new friend, as long as you're famous too. All my friends are famous, my phone book's a real who's who. And if you move quick, get yourself a blue tick, then maybe you can be there too. I'd like to thank my parents and all my childhood friends. You're the ones who made me who I am. Lastly, but by no means least, I'd like to thank the fans. Did it together, guys. All my friends are famous for the wonderful things they do. And if you'd like to be, you can be my new friend, as long as you're famous too. All my friends are famous, my phone book's a real who's who. So if you move quick, get yourself a blue tick, maybe you can be there too. If you move quick, get yourself a blue tick, maybe I got time for you. We could be friends if you are famous.